So we wanted to do a little chit chat session about how we did our trip from Missouri to Arizona and back in as little amount of money as possible, right?
Well, that was the whole point of this trip, was we want, we live on a budget just like everybody else, and wherever we can get something for free, we're gonna try it. And there's been a lot of firsts on this trip. We done our first lot docking at a Walmart and a casino, and but like right now we're right outside the Grand Canyon on a forestry road, which is completely free camping, dispersed camping.
Up to 14 days.
Up to 14 days. We don't know how many days we're going to stay here yet, but it's a really nice spot, and it's free. And pretty much all our trip all the way back from here is going to be the same. We're gonna find rest areas. We're going to find Walmarts. We're going to find whatever we can to try to save some money, for our trip, because honestly, that's one of the biggest expenses is the places that you stay. We went to Pensacola a couple years ago, and for like 3 nights at a hotel, it was like $500. Well, that's ridiculous. So, especially when you can go out and be out here by yourself, in nature for free.
And part of the way that we saved on this trip is food. We don't eat out at restaurants. We bring food with us. In this case, we knew we weren't going to be using hookups at any campground, so we decided to make sure that everything that we brought didn't require refrigeration, could be easily cooked on just our little propane burner stove. And we spent, I'm gonna say around $80 on the food, but that's 3 meals a day for 2 of us, for the both of us, for 7 days. And we also probably grabbed a little extra for just in case, late night snack, like we grabbed some little applesauce cups and stuff like that. Which if you, follow us, you'll see that we'll have a video about, cooking. I don't know if it'll be out before or after this one, but we will discuss the meals, some of the meals and stuff that we've made on this trip. Well, we'll also have one on our stops, our camp stops where we stopped overnight, so we'll have that video too.
You guys don't know her, but everything has to be planned out. So I know what I'm having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 days ahead of time, which I'm okay with that because that saves me money.
I actually literally have it wrote down, and I did it last week, I think it was, or the week before, because we had to do the shopping to get everything. I didn't do it so that I would know what we were eating for every meal. I did it so that I knew we were getting enough food to cover each meal for every day that we were going to be traveling. That was the whole point of doing that. So. And
don't get me wrong, I'm happy she does that. That's the only reason we can afford to go do anything, is because she's the budgeteer. I just hand over my check and say, here, do what we need to do with it, and it's done. So it's not a bad thing.
So the monies that we have spent, obviously we saved a lot of money on food by not eating at restaurants, and we saved, and that being said, don't get me wrong, if we found a neat little cool spot that we wanted to stop and grab something to eat, we would. It's just we don't want to eat out every meal. We don't want to make it where we have to. We can make it without stopping somewhere.
We don't want to have to budget for eating out.
Right. So, and that being said, we didn't want to have to budget for stops to sleep, because mostly what we wanted to do was go. We wanted to go and go to this place and this place and this place and this place, and we wanted to make sure we had time. So every stop that we made was literally just to sleep or like that lunchtime just to eat. We didn't stop for days. Now we're here. This happened a little because we took our trip down to Sedona, and there'll be a video on that, which probably has already come out. But we took our trip down to Sedona, and it didn't take as long as I thought it might. We got, all the pictures and video that we thought we wanted, and we had planned a whole day for that. And we had also planned a whole day to go to Seligman, which is going to be in our Route 66 video. And we kind of figured that one wouldn't take a whole day. And since we got done so early at Sedona, we decided to just go ahead and make about hour and a half, 2 hours drive to Sedona, to Seligman, and, do those little sites there and see that, and then come on back the 45 minutes or whatever to this stop that we knew we were going to stop at. Plus, our Sedona stop for the night was going to be a forestry road, 535, and it was actually closed. All the forestry roads down Highway 89A were closed. So we really didn't have a lot of choice but to go ahead and move on. And so we figured we'd just come here. So we're actually a day ahead of what we have scheduled to see and do.
Our itinerary.
Yeah. So we might stay another day here and then head on into the Grand Canyon. But part of the saving the money on the stops and saving the money on restaurants and stuff like that is so that we can buy jackets, on historic Route 66, or go to the Meteor Crater and spend $44. I'm just saying, people, it's $22 a person for a hole in the ground. He really enjoyed it, but just saying. Anyway, but that's how we can afford to do those extras on these trips. The things that do cost money, the jackets, the shirts, the magnets, the stops at, Meteor Crater, the Starbucks that I might have got a couple of times. But those are extras. Those are things that we didn't, have necessarily planned to do. We did have Meteor Crater planned, but we knew we would do it because we weren't spending the money on campgrounds or restaurants or anything like that. So
the older I get, the more I tend to be a little tighter with money.
What?
Right, I know. Even though I'll pay $22 a person to go and see a hole in the ground. But but anyways, and I just don't see the reasoning behind spending $20 to $25 a night for just a couple hours to sleep, and then we're up and gone the next day. It just seems pointless.
I don't mind campgrounds, and we've done them, and we,
absolutely.
We do enjoy them. But that we like to do those more for like our weekend type getaway trips, where we just want to go and maybe see the trout, or
just go fishing,
the spring, or anything like that, and just maybe not have to worry about not having the electricity and making special arrangements to accommodate for not having the electricity, because we don't dislike campgrounds or anything like that.
We've been in some great campgrounds.
I think probably our favorites right at the moment are the core parks in Arkansas.
Yep.
The northwest part of Arkansas.
Yep.
Yeah, around Beaver Dam.
Beaver Lake.
Lake. Yeah, those are some really nice campgrounds, and we plan to go back. So, we enjoy a good campground too.
Well, and we almost challenged ourselves on this trip. That was kind of some of it too. We wanted to see if we could do this, because we've never done nothing like this. I mean, when the kids were growing up, we'd go camp in a tent here and there, not very often, because even then I didn't really like sleeping in a tent. But now that the kids are grown and gone, we wanted to challenge ourselves to see if we can do this, and if we can, then that's going to open up a whole, to us, a whole different realm of opportunities, for future camping, because we know we're not going to have to be relying on a campground being open, or you know, we can find.
So we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants a little bit on our stops.
Which scares her to death.
Yeah, a little bit.
It has to be planned.
Well, you know, I'm better now that we've done this for a few days. I'm already better. So, you know, because before it was, I got to have a reservation. I didn't even want to go to a campground hoping there would be a spot. I had to make I paid the extra $8 or whatever it is online to reserve our spots because I was scared to death we'd get there and there would be nothing available. I know there's a lot of places you can stop for free, and we can obviously do it. So,
and we do use a few apps to help us out.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of Google mapping, looking for forestry roads, and you know, then get on YouTube and see if anybody's been there, what kind of reviews it's got, and you know, like this forestry road, which is 71. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 71.
In the I'm going to pronounce it, but I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. Kaibib.
Yep.
Maybe.
National Forest.
National Forest. Off. It's actually Highway 64 that goes through the Grand Canyon. Runs right through this forest, and this is considered Garland Prairie Road. Mm-hmm. National Forest Service Road 71. Woo, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. there was you know, I think there's a tent on up there. I think we drove about a mile back in here, and we was just kind of watching because it was a little muddy here and there because they have got a lot of rain.
Right, because we actually passed a couple spots that we thought looked okay, but they were very muddy, and we weren't going to take that chance.
Yeah, I only have that two-wheel drive truck, and I don't want to get stuck out here.
Right, right.
So we just made sure we had a good spot, and it was kind of dry. It's up here on kind of a hill, so it's kind of got a lot of wind, so it dried the mud out real well.
Plus, we've got this really pretty backdrop here. Yep. So I got to get my camera out and take some pictures of this. Well, I think we've pretty much covered our expenses. Obviously, there's gas expense, but
we knew that one. That's always the big one. So.
Oh, what was our cheapest gas? $1.69 a gallon?
$1.69. Where did we get that? New Mexico?
Santa Rosa?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
right,
Santa Rosa.
That gas station was packed.
Right, and it was very tiny. And it was a Love's. Oh my gosh, it was so tiny. We were like, whoa. Yeah, that was tricky getting out of there. But he did it.
I will say, just driving in here, though, I know we say this all the time, you know, if you watch YouTube videos and stuff, but please pick your trash up. We drove by spots that are just pack it in, pack it out. It's not that hard to do. Bring an extra bag with you, whatever. But yeah, I'll go around and I'll pick up the trash around here because I always do that. But come on, people, get real.
Well, this little spot's not too bad.
No, that one down the road was.
Yeah, that one. It had a tire and a wheel sitting there.
Well, I mean, it looks like somebody just backed their truck up and just scooped it all out.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks
ridiculous.
like.
But I'll get off my soapbox.
All right. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments for us, just leave those below, and we answer all of our comments. So yeah, just do that. And if you're not subscribed to us, then please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can be notified when we upload new videos. Be sure to give us a big thumbs up.
Oh, sorry. That was my cue.
He missed his cue. And you're more than welcome to share any of our videos anytime. We appreciate that you would share them. And we appreciate all of our subscribers. And we hope to see you again on our next happy adventure.